Welcome to Inside the Business Mind, the program that takes you behind the scenes where local business owners share their tales of triumphs and tribulations. Meet your hosts, JC Rathwell and Kimberley Kehler, who have a passion for uncovering the untold stories of success. Join JC, a seasoned entrepreneur who over the last 3 decades has launched successful ventures around the world. Co-hosting is the dynamic Kimberley, who brings her own wealth of experience. Each episode features candid conversations with small business owners, exploring the highs and lows and offering listeners a backstage pass to the secrets of their success. Get ready as we take you inside the business mind.
Welcome back to Inside the Business Mind. I'm your host, JC Rathwell.
And I'm your co-host, Kimberley Kehler.
How are you today?
Good, and you?
Awesome. Good. So who do you have on the show today?
Well, JC, our next guest opened their first business in 1979. Over the next 45 years and a few business opportunities along the way, they are now one of the largest online artificial silk plant companies in Canada. They've worked on a variety of projects throughout the years and supply greenery to a wide range of customers, including residential clients, churches, resorts, retail outlets, hotels, and yacht clubs. Most recently, they supplied a custom-made 15-foot olive tree for a local restaurant right here in Kelowna. Please welcome Rodney and Gloria Lozinski. Hi, guys.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Thanks for being on board. How you doing?
Great.
I've seen that 15-foot
Have
tree.
you?
It is amazing.
It is.
Thank you.
That's crazy. That's great
Apparently
job.
there's bets, people actually place bets as to whether it's real or not.
Wow.
Isn't that a good?
It's really cool.
good way?
Quality, very good. Yeah.
And Mike is happy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect, right?
Yeah.
So, Silk Plants Canada. So, tell us what happened before. How did you come to Silk Plants Canada?
Oh my gosh, it goes way back to 1979. I was working actually for a radio station. I love doing plants. And somewhere along the way, it just made it sense that, you know what, these businesses just don't have any greenery. And it's like, okay, everybody's, air quality is not good in the offices. And I went, hey, maybe we can just, check this out and see if we can't do something. And lo and behold, and we were living in Saskatoon at the time, no one actually offered that service. So I said, Rodney, you're in construction, that's doing fine. I'm just going to venture off and do my own little thing, right? Well, at the same time that Rodney's got his construction companies going, strikes are becoming very prevalent. And it's
For
like,
the construction companies.
Rodney's got, yeah. So
Okay.
it's just, they were always constantly going on strike. It's just one of those things that you couldn't control. So I said to him, well, obviously I'm moving forward and you're kind of not doing it the right way. So come on board with me and help me grow the plant business, pardon the pun. And sure enough, we have continued on that way, yeah.
Wow.
And so from there, we offered tropical plant maintenance for businesses and residentials and show homes and all that sort of thing. But the key was we had to always have them 100% looking good. So if they weren't, that meant we had to replace them at our cost, not at the client's.
So these are live plants still at
Live
this time?
tropical plants.
Okay.
So if anybody's had a fig tree, if you look at it the wrong way, it defoliates. You just walk by it and it's really sad, it'll defoliate.
Very sensitive.
Very, very sensitive, yes. And so it came upon us that we went, okay, this is not really cost effective, so what is an alternative to all of this? We were fortunate to come across a supplier that gave us artificial fig branches. And Rod goes, hey, I have an idea. So one of the days that the gal brought back one of the plants from the offices, Rod says, I'll take a try at it. So he drilled a hole into the dead wood of the actual fig tree itself, which does not sustain well. We had to find that out along the way, a little curve.
Okay.
But we actually replaced all of the leaves with the artificial, put it back in the same office. No one knew anything. So we went,
And they continue paying for a lease of live plants. It was
Wow.
So we thought this could be an interesting direction to have a change on. And yeah, from there, we had a fortunate incident where CBC Radio and TV got a hold of what we were doing, interviewed us both on the TV and radio, and then we had a few people, one of them being a retirement community in Regina, their fig trees and their atrium were not doing well. They said, could you replace them with the artificial? And we said, well, absolutely, yes, we could. And away we went.
Wow. What a great start.
Yeah.
So, Rodney, where did you find your niche in all this?
I can build anything. I can make anything pretty much.
Yeah.
Mr. Creative.
The wood, we found out after a while, the actual fig wood is too soft. So we actually started testing different types of wood. We grow our own now. It's curly willow.
Wow.
big trees.
You grow your own.
We grow our own, yeah. Yeah.
And it's one of the trees that actually does very well here.
Grown
in Kelowna.
locally here on the West Coast, it's
Yeah.
on Seattle, so it's a very hard wood.
Yeah.
It's got a little twisty, it's got some character. The wood on these trees is very old. This is actually dragonwood. These may have come from us many, many years ago, so.
Yeah, they look like our work.
So it's a combination then of like real wood and artificial?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so actually the wood has been dried out, and then Rodney starts doing his magic. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. So, and how do you choose your locations? Like, I know a little bit about your story. You've had a few locations along the years. So tell me about how you started in Saskatoon and then how your business grew.
Do you want to go?
You go ahead. We moved too much.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it was quite an interesting journey. So we had an opportunity to go to Burnaby. We opened up a location in Burnaby, only to get told by the landlord that he had
I think
to
sold the building.
cancel the lease. I believe the building went up for sale or something happened that made it not. So while we were there though, we had an opportunity to find out that there was a location back here in Kelowna. And of course our family was coming here. So we thought, well, it was not great. So there was a location in Pandosi. You continue the story on that
So
one.
what happened, the next door to the location was a furrier from Saskatoon, Jim Dick. And so the person that owned the silk land shop, she says, what do you know about these people? He said, well, if they want to buy your business, you'd be smart to sell it to them because they'll open across the street and they'll put you out of business. So we took the business. We took the business. We took her business.
On Pandosi.
On
You
Pandosi.
got her out.
Yeah.
Well, we really didn't buy her out. We gave her an opportunity to liquidate.
Okay.
We just took the space.
I like that.
So,
I like that. Gave her an opportunity to liquidate.
That you couldn't refuse.
we didn't open up next door and take her out.
But then from there we expanded. We went to Banks Road. And that was only within a couple of years later. Then we had, again, another person that came by and said, we were interested in buying your business. And we said, okay, well, that's
This
fine.
was a person from the Federal Business Development Bank. You know how they know so much. Oh. So there's a couple of different ways to make more sales. You jack up prices or you make more sales. She jacked up all the prices. She was out of business in 4 months.
So she bought your business
Yes.
Yes.
from you,
Yeah.
jacked up all the prices, and she was out.
She was out,
Yes.
done. We got burned for a bit, but
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
life.
So what happened then?
Well, again, we had a competition clause, so we had to leave Kelowna one more time. Back to Vancouver we go. It's the next logical step, right? So we opened up in Yaletown, and we were there for a few years. And again, you know, the town started taking off, and of course, there goes, again, we're always leasing and testing out spaces, right? So the lease again came up, and we just said, oh, this is not for us, Yaletown. This is not going to work. We found a place in White Rock. And we were there again for a few more years. And then again, it's that renewal of the lease. And it's like, this is definitely not working. And from there, although while we were there, we had a lot of fortunate opportunities. We got to go and have our plants be in the movie industry. So,
Excellent.
yes, so that was really a really wonderful opportunity.
What's one of the movies that they were in? Do you remember?
Outer Limits was one of them.
Okay.
We have done the guy with Lucifer. We were also fortunate enough to provide over 7,000 IVs to The Last of Us.
Oh, that's a great series too.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, it was the largest production in Canada. We were able to do that. And then we said, okay, so why don't we just start working our way back to Saskatchewan? So we ended up in Calgary. While we were in Calgary, we ended up leasing again. And we came across an opportunity to work with a designer from Raleigh, North Carolina, on a project called Church Ranches. This house was, I don't know, what's the square footage?
8,000.
At least 8,000 square feet. They said, what do you think? So we walked right through it and we said, we can do this, create this. So we did everything from floral arrangements to accessories to 12-foot trees, put it all together, won a lot of awards.
Wow.
Again, landlord decides to sell the building.
Holy.
So you guys are making all this in a warehouse, or
Yes,
what?
a
Warehouse retail outlets,
Yep.
yes.
Yeah.
So we have the front of the store and then the back is the warehouse where we have all our storage of all our items.
So
Yeah.
how big would your warehouse be?
A couple thousand.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anywhere from 2,000 to 4,000, depending.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we were doing pop-ups and trying things before even pop-ups became a thing.
Just to see where.
Things might work. So yeah, if there was an opportunity where someone had not done well, we said, Rod goes, well, let's give it a try. So we just go around and just go, hey, maybe we should try that location. Maybe we should try that location, just see where it's going to take us. And then,
Percentage rent. I'll give you
Yeah.
10%, 15% of my gross sales. Yeah, for the week.
Wow.
And people jump on those shopping balls. That's-
Well, at least they're getting something out of nothing, right?
Yeah.
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 That's great.
Yeah, so from Calgary, we're sitting there going, okay, this is close back to Saskatoon. Might as well just go back to Saskatoon. And then we thought, well, maybe let's do a little bit of downsizing. So we said, okay, well, let's sell out. We have a place here in Kelowna. Family's here. Why don't we just simply come back here?
So it took me 3 years to fix up the warehouse, the building that we owned.
In Saskatoon?
Yeah, and so, and that was it. We sold it, sold our house, and came back to Kelowna.
And what year is that?
2008, pardon me.
2008 we came back here.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
To Kelowna.
But along the way, a story that we missed.
Oh my goodness, do tell.
Do tell. Well, we were in Vancouver. We went, okay, here's an opportunity. Let's go on the World Wide Web. That's when it was just becoming, something to be reckoned
Yes.
with. And we were there having a gentleman actually do our website. And then Rodney was approached and said, he just said, look, I just want a couple of changes.
$60. I said, come on, get serious. It's gonna
And
take you
this
10
is
minutes.
back when? How far?
Oh, this is like,
In Vancouver?
1998?
Okay, so the very start
Of the internet.
Internet, yeah.
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 Okay.
I told Gloria to learn it.
So I did.
So from there, we had 3 websites selling the same products. We were competitors to
Yeah.
each other.
Okay. Okay.
But that, again, is what just put us out there in the marketplace.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, one of those other things, I'm a little forward-thinking. So I said, I'm going to put a shopping cart on. This is like as things are progressing, right? Like that just wasn't the thing that you would do. Staff goes, really?
In 1998, not a lot of people were doing websites.
No.
Let
Let
alone
alone
with
shopping carts.
shopping carts, so yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Online.
And then, including Rodney, he goes, no, I don't think that's going to fly.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
I ate crow.
Yeah, and it worked. Yeah, so again, just one of those things, right place at the right time to be exposed, learn, move on.
Yes. Yeah.
And here we are today.
So you mentioned learning. So talk to me about the different things that obviously you're seasoned entrepreneurs and everything, but did you have mentors? Did you take classes or business degrees or
No.
what's your background in that?
Nothing.
That's not true.
Self-taught.
It truly is self-taught. We, again, when we were in Saskatoon, we had an opportunity with the Federal Business Development Bank. They offered a lot of classes. We took those.
Okay.
But as far as mentors, unfortunately, in our area and in our time, there wasn't any. So it was just learn as you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Most people knew we were broke. Nobody asked somebody that's broke a question or anything about internet. Nobody knows anything about internet. So what are you gonna?
A lot of new things we were
Yeah.
trying that no one was aware of to even
Yeah.
Yeah.
give advice on. So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
So is there something in that you would like to encourage other people that are thinking of just getting started in business or entrepreneurs, and how would you encourage them when they're first starting? And
Well, for me, it was a passion.
Right.
Then it became a business. Not that we were necessarily focused on money making, but again, it depends on what your priorities are. But if you want to do something and you want to just enjoy doing it, the money eventually will come.
right.
But it's the journey along the way, it's much more pleasurable to do than, do something that you really don't want to do. I really highly encourage anybody to take a chance on it.
Okay.
And you'll spend a lot of hours,
Yep.
more than you should.
Yep.
That's life.
But again, lucky us, we get to spend it together. We have been together now going on
45 years together.
45 years.
We were
Working together, living together.
Working and living together.
Yes.
Good for you.
Yeah, thank
Hats
you.
off to you guys.
So what are your secrets then? Working together, living together, married. What's your secret to not disintegrating one of each?
Sorry,
end?
honey.
Yes, dear.
I would say patience and communication.
Yeah.
Making sure you're on the same page and you're understanding what each other's saying to each other and just making sure that that's what you hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wonderful.
It's good. Gloria's good on the phone. I mean, the movie studios phone her, hi, we're looking for this, or he says, give me a day, and Gloria gets the samples in, and that's it. We ship it direct, or we just.
So what are some of your challenges then?
Logistics.
Oh, right
Yes.
now, bad.
It's from last year to this year, unfortunately, our freight rates have gone up 40%.
Wow.
That's very high, Just saying. When something used to cost, like a couple $100 to ship a 10-foot tree, now it's like 5, 6, 7, 8.
Wow.
It's just a variety. And it's no rhyme or reason. It's just a variety of different price points. So I make a point of going after the freight companies and making sure I get all my quotes in, then I pass it on to the consumer.
Quote the price.
Yeah,
No,
make
you know
sure.
what it is.
Yeah.
Like maybe a 30-day window on the guarantee.
That's
and
all it is.
That's all you get.
Yeah, but, it's not just a no thank you, but we continue on.
Is that getting supplies to you, or is that actually the order and sending it out?
Both at this point in time. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's definitely changed, just even within the last couple of years, how the logistics have just gone crazy, yeah.
Okay. And so what about now that you're in Kelowna and you downsized and logistics is one of your, how are you doing with supplies? And like you don't have your big warehouse now. So what
We
does
have a
that
small
look
one.
like?
We keep samples,
Okay.
we have a couple of garages at the house. We keep samples. Somebody wants to see something, we show them a sample. But we don't like to do that. You just order online, it'll get shipped to you.
Okay.
Done.
Yep.
But again, the website, I just added, going on to adding 60 new items.
Wow.
So it's a large website to look at, so yeah.
And are you making all these items then? Or are you
A lot of
sourcing
it I am.
them or?
Yeah.
I would say 80% of our product that we carry is going to be Rodney making them, yeah.
And where are you guys shipping this? You have the website. Is it local, Kelowna? You're getting BC,
Everywhere.
you're getting Canada.
Ship to the US.
What are some of the places you're shipping to?
Well, with our exchange rate for the U.S. people, we're doing a lot of U.S. business right now, yeah. But primarily, I would say Canada's really good. We're going right from here to the Maritimes, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we just got a nice compliment from a gal, an interior designer, decorator in Nova Scotia. She purchased a couple of trees from us, and she said, I've never seen anything with the best quality and the most realistic looking trees. And it's like, thank you.
There's other little things we do, like we carry an artificial bark.
Okay.
And so what happened is, there's a company, I don't know where these guys that we're shipping to, like a lot of bark.
Ontario,
That's really a lot of money. And so
Well-
it's built teepees.
wigwams,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yep, diversifying then. So,
Yes.
But
so
we
you're not
don't,
only.
we don't carry the inventory.
Right.
We actually, it's shipped direct, and it's, what do we call it? Not drop ship.
It is drop ship.
Drop shipping.
Yep, drop shipping, yep.
Yeah, so our labels are on everything. As soon as it leaves the warehouse, it gets to the destination. And that's it. We don't see it. We get prepaid for everything. And nobody gets credit. We've done business with the government and the federal business, just everybody. Nobody gets credit from us. We're not banks.
You're not chasing them around for the money. You pay first to get you.
Brutal. No, no. That's it.
Yeah. But another, just to add to some of what we've expanded on, we also have outdoor landscaping. So we do off, again, because of, water restrictions, especially in BC and not, everywhere, but primarily here, we actually have outdoor landscaping now. So we can have grasses, we have artificial cedars that look like the real thing.
Yes.
In fact, a story that we can share with you is that when we were in Saskatoon and we had actually directly imported it from China. This is a large semi-worth of product. And what happened to us is that the landscapers in Saskatoon had said, oh, we're just going to drop our prices to the point where we don't care if we're going to make any money. We're just not going to have anybody buy your artificial product.
Wow.
So they blacklisted us. Oh,
That's back a couple of years for that.
yeah, give or take.
A couple years. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big hit. Yeah.
Hardcore.
That's okay.
Yep, move along.
Yep.
Next.
Good. And so what do you find most fulfilling about your business?
Well, the fact that we can work together, I think, is the big
probably.
one. We can spend time together. The fact that Rodney is as creative as he is really amazing. We get some very interesting requests, and he's able to do it. Like, they just send him a picture, and he goes, yeah, I can duplicate that. Not a problem. Yeah,
Incredible.
it is, yeah.
Good.
And when you get one of these orders in, do you ever go out to install like that 15-foot tree? Was that built in your warehouse and then shipped to them and say, okay, see you later?
It's too big.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. So how often do you actually go out and actually
Not often.
deliver the products are set up for them?
No, very rare. We did this when we knew Mike.
This is more of a favor.
Yeah.
I've got a 7-foot cargo, and the tree was almost too wide. The trunks were just too wide. A lot of the trunks were put on after while we brought scaffolding into the location, and we built it. And interior decorator Karen, she's sitting there, Rod, and here. Scaffolding. She's talking, she's pointing. So,
That's
but it
great.
went well.
Yeah, good. So you actually put it together on site?
On
then?
site.
Yeah.
Well, something like that was so custom made. It had to be 15 feet wide, or 16 feet wide, actually, 15 something high, starting at a certain height. You know, just one of those things. So you just work with it and make sure that it comes out the way the customer wants
We
it.
had
right?
to, again, we bought the inventory to make the tree 2 years earlier. We
Oh.
found the leaves and we thought, oh, well, just in case something happens, and I'm glad we did because we got a very nice
Well,
product.
Mike was not anticipating that it was going to take that long. And then again, COVID, add that to the, gaming field.
It's all
and it's like,
UV
oh my
rated, we
gosh.
spray to make sure it doesn't fade,
Yeah.
Okay.
because it's under skylights.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what about staffing? Is it just you two, or do you guys have
No,
staff with it?
Down to
or-
ourselves.
Really? So, no,
What about you?
ever in your
In a-
silk plant life, have you ever had staff, or you just
Oh my
all
gosh,
yourself?
lots of staff.
Saskatoon, we had, I think, 11, 12 people working for us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then
Head
other
office.
locations, we had anywhere from 4 to 6
Yeah.
assisting us. Yeah.
We just don't want to do it more. And even now, the stuff comes up and I say, let's not do it.
So you have staff in Kelowna then that you have?
No, not
It's just
anymore.
still you
Just the
guys,
two of us
just you
now.
two of us.
More of a
Yeah.
fun
And you're
thing.
keeping up to all the demands, and you're just
We've
taking
turned-
online orders?
turned a lot of
and-
it down.
Well, again,
Yeah.
being who we are at this point in time in our life, we just, we'll be a little bit more particular about who we're going to want to deal with.
Yeah.
If it's going to be that much of a challenge, perhaps this is not, the one for us.
So is there too small of an order or too big
Absolutely
of an
not.
order? No.
No.
Good.
No, we'll if it's something we can feel that we can do correctly, we'll definitely take it on. If it's not, then we just say no politely, no, thank you.
I mean, I think this guy was it Langley? He wanted an umbrella, big tree, like an umbrella head on it, whatever it is. I said, I'm not going to ship that thing, and I'm not staying there to build it.
Yeah, again, everybody sees these wonderful images that are rendered, and they just, well, I want one of those. Well, it just doesn't work
He
that
tells
way.
me, yeah, it's going to cost you $20,000. Really? That's right.
Yeah.
So, and that's a problem. Everything's very expensive. Labor costs are crazy. So,
Yeah. And now in retail space too, right? So,
yeah.
Exactly.
We're not interested in retail anymore. No.
yeah. Great. So what do the next 5 years look like for you guys?
Pretty much the same.
Yeah. Not getting ready to retire yet?
You know what? Everybody wants us to retire, and we're going, oh, I don't know. We enjoy what we do. It's something, again, back to what we enjoy. So if you enjoy it, continue it until such point in time, you can't.
We volunteer a lot at the yacht club. We've
Yeah.
been there for 30 years. We like it there. So,
Yeah, so between that and a little bit of golfing, a little bit of boating, it balances out.
Yeah.
That's what Kelowna is all about, right? Lifestyle choice.
Absolutely. And what about, so you mentioned this a little bit, but what about community involvement, like Silk Plants Canada? Have you done anything? No?
no, I don't think we have. No.
As far
We donate donate things to the Ukrainian culture thing.
Yes.
Coming in.
Oh, definitely. We
do a
do
lot
things
of
of that sort, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Somebody wants a donation, just ask.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Good to know.
No, we believe in taking, giving back to the community
Yeah.
if we're able as well. That's just one of the things we also do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The name of your company is pretty much says it all, doesn't it? It pretty much says it all. Did you change your name? Like you said, you got bought out, you had to restart again. Have you guys changed your name a couple of times, or have you always gone back to that name?
The original company in Saskatoon was called Dr. Plant Tropical Foliage Corporation.
Okay.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Great.
Yep.
And then
The one here was called RG's Creative Plant Interiors.
Rodney and Gloria. created-
But the website, we've always owned and had it called Silk Plants Canada.
There was
Since,
Silk
nine-
Plant
since
and
1998.
Since 1998.
You got that name, you got the website, you
Yeah.
hung on to it.
Yeah.
And how many times have you had to change that website? You're doing all the changes yourself? since you wrote
Absolutely.
That yourself?
Yes, yeah.
Good for
But
you.
we also had one called Florals by Dr. Plant. We also had one called Greenery with Dr. Plant. We had also one called Creative Plant Interiors. Yeah, so yeah, we had a few.
And now you're down to one now, or?
We're down to Silk Plants Canada.
Okay, do you have competition in Kelowna or Okanagan, or?
Definitely not.
No.
No place.
No.
Wow.
The furthest,
Actually, if you type up right now, 12-foot silk tree, we're the only ones that come up.
Oh, wow.
In Canada.
yeah.
Or 10-foot silk tree, we're the only ones that come up in Canada. So there is no competition.
No.
And a lot of the Americans like our prices because we're cheaper.
Well, by 40%, right off the top, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that would help with shipping too, right? Any
Correct.
kind of help with the shipping costs.
Luckily enough, shipping to the US is cheaper. Like
figure.
logistics, right?
Then across Canada?
Uh-huh.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's cheaper to fly overseas as it is to fly to the East Coast,
the
right?
bird,
Same
right,
scenario,
yeah.
logistics.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, go figure. But yeah, currently that's what's happening, so interesting.
Do you have have a story that you'd like to share with us of something, of maybe a blooper or one of your trials?
What about the order?
Well, when we were first starting out, and we just got going with the shopping cart. We had this order for $10,000 for artificial cedars.
A little bit more than that, yeah.
Well, whatever, yeah. But it wouldn't go through. We thought, oh, great order, all excited. They got no money. But no, it was us. Our limit was $10,000 to accept.
Did not know that. One of those things, yeah. So again, you have floor limits.
And we
didn't know that.
We've been in Mexico, and we would take a laptop, and Gloria's actually sold to Forever 21 stuff. We get it shipped direct, whatever. We work. We always work.
Oh, yeah. Working holidays. Here we go.
You prepay,
Yeah.
prepay
Yeah.
everything.
You got to be smart about it.
Yep, exactly.
That's great.
Other than that, let's see, what other bloopers do we have?
That's it, almost going bankrupt with the
Outdoor, yeah, the outdoor sharps, yeah.
Not too much. We like each other's company, and we like working.
So there would be no reason to franchise this business to other locations? Have you had offers to buy out,
We were
or?
going to it one time. We had franchise agreement and everything, and we said, nah, that's a hassle.
Is that something we want to take on? And yeah, I'm glad we did not. Yeah, we did have people lined up, ready to go in Saskatchewan at the time, like Regina, and then we had another person going into maybe Edmonton, and then we just went, nah, let's just think that through again.
Too much work.
So in 5 or 10 years from now, are you considering selling the business and then retiring? Or are you,
Well, probably-
what do you plan on, what's your goals?
We'll buy it out.
Interesting enough, they have approached us a couple of times.
Who has, sorry?
Competitors.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Smaller, they want to buy us out. They want to
So-
buy us.
We'll see.
Yeah, but nobody local, though.
No one local.
Yeah.
No.
So,
Well, again, it's a major learning curve. Like, if you know how to do it, that's one thing. So if it's a competitor who is somewhat familiar with the product, familiar with what they know about it, what Rodney could teach them, then, of course, then you have a good business model to work from.
Right.
But if you're starting from scratch and you're not certain what to work with and how to go about doing it, I'm not sure that'd be a good fit.
no, we're not in a big hurry to let anything go yet. Be bored.
Is there different, like for our climate, like we have hot and then we have a little bit of cold time in the winters too.
Yeah.
How does your storage, or how do they fare like in the cold weather? Is there something you have to do to keep the temperatures certain
No, not
for,
really.
for your product?
One product that we have introduced in the last couple of years is a UV spray, which protects them against the elements and makes them a lot more durable.
Everything. You have fabric for outside, everything.
Yeah.
This is fantastic.
Yeah, it's just, you just spray it on your plants. They'll last probably an extra 3 years, 4 years. You spray them on your ceramics, you spray them on your upholstery. It's a magic spray.
Well, on the final question. So again, you kind of touched on it a little bit, but for that person that's trying to start their own business and they want to get started, what would you have for advice for them? You're saying that it needs to be a passion. Is one of your things. Anything else you'd give that
Finances,
budding
make
that?
sure you have finances.
Yeah.
Enough to go through a learning curve, just because you never know what's going to get.
So
thrown
you
at
basically you'd want to start as a side gig, side hustle.
Precisely,
Work
just
that
to see.
first before you did that. Is that what happened there? You had your construction
Well,
company.
fortunately, I had
and
Rodney as a backup.
Because
Right.
what happens is you got certain fixed expenses. The biggest one is the wages. That's the biggest expense you got. Then you got your your lease space. So you got to really be careful. That
So before you open your doors,
Yeah.
you're
know, you
hiring
got-
somebody and they're not standing around doing nothing.
speaking of lovely employees, we had this one gal that was working with us in Calgary, and Rodney says, would you mind just, dusting the shelves and making things look a little bit more appealing? That's not why you hired me.
okay.
It's like,
And I want
okay,
more staff.
I want more stuff like that. Holy smokes! What a
right?
great.
Just get in there and pitch in and just do it all for you. Yes, of course.
Well, I want to thank you guys so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much for having us as well. It's been a pleasure.
That's good. And thank you for joining us and getting us another glimpse inside the business mind.